Hi everybody, I'm Jay from Ukulele Jay BBQ, and today I'm doing a rib cook, but I'm doing it a little different. Rather than using some of my other cookers or smokers or barbecues or grills, whatever you want to call it, I'm using a pellet smoker today. Regardless of what people say, the pellet smoker is a legitimate smoker. If you have the right pellet smoker that puts off the right amount of smoke, you don't need extra pellet tubes, you don't need extra wood chunk material, you can get a really nice flavor. And I'm going to show you today how I do that with this beautiful rack of ribs. I'm going to show you how to do it on the 1050-2B. It is one of the new pellet smokers from Z-Grills, part of their new crowdfunding program. I do have a video you can check out on that program. Just go ahead and subscribe, like this video, and go ahead and see the videos that I do on the various types of cooking, as well as the new crowdfunding program from Z-Grills. So I'm going to season this up today. And unlike a lot of people who spread mustard all over things and you need a binder, they put oil, I don't use any binders on my ribs. It's something I've really never done. I tried to do it and realized that I didn't need to do that process. So I have a really nice seasoning that I have here that's mixed together. It's a sweet rub seasoning. I love sweet with pork. It's got a little heat in here, a little cayenne pepper to pick it up. But we're gonna go ahead and just get this seasoned. And I like to season my ribs liberally. There's a lot of ways to do it. Doesn't really matter as long as you have an even coating on them. Now, a lot of people do ribs, you'll see them turning them up and they do the edges of the ribs. I don't do that because when you get your first bite, your tongue's gonna hit either this part or the back part. Even if it hits the side, you'll notice when people do that, they'll get burnt edges and the bones when they pull back, things will burn because they have sugar on that. And when the sugar is just on that bone, you'll get a little bit of burning action. So I wanna avoid that. So I just season the top, season the back, that's fine. If you've got an end here with some meat on it, you can go ahead and season that as well. But I'd stay away from putting anything on the bones itself on either side of the ribs where they're sliced. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this over like so. I will go for the dilemma. Do you take the membrane off on the back of the rib or do you leave the membrane? Make sure you like and subscribe to my videos and find out more about my different types of cooking, but I want to hear from you. What do you do? Do you pull off the membrane or do you leave it on? I'm a membrane on guy, so I'm going to leave it on and not pull it off. These are beautifully trimmed, these ribs. If you ever have that crispy membrane that kind of crackles, it's like a treat. And once you have it, it's something that I've always desired off of ribs, and usually I don't get it because a lot of places pull the membrane off, and I prefer to have the membrane on. What you're going to notice is these ribs are going to start getting wet, and that's because there's sodium in this, and the sodium is going to go ahead and start getting that moisture to pull out of the ribs. So after about maybe a minute or two, then I will go ahead and do it again and flip it over, and you'll also notice that this rib is really wet now. And it was not wet, I assure you, the tinfoil was dry underneath it. That's because you have the sodium now generating that moisture. And that's why you don't need a binder. Turn this over again, and you can see now this is wet, because just that few minutes is all you need, and the moisture starts to go. And we're gonna go ahead and get this coated again. This is a maple rub, so I'm doing a cane and maple glazed rib, which is really delicious, using some cane and maple syrup. And when it gets finished, you'll see it's absolutely amazing. We're gonna let the moisture form on these a little bit more for a few minutes. Then we're gonna go on the smoker and put these on for a low and slow adventure. Now we have our fantastic ribs out here. And as you can see, beautiful blue smoke is coming out of here. You can see it. You shouldn't see heavy white smoke, just enough where that smoke's coming out. Now that's incredible flavor. And Z-Grills puts out some really nice blue smoke. That's what you want. I've got it set here at 200 degrees. And you can see it is on the money at 200 degrees. Really nice pellet hopper here. And we'll open it up and take a look inside. And we've got this ready to go. We're gonna go and put our ribs on. And you can see I got that real nice smoke going. You don't need a pellet tube. And these ribs are looking absolutely amazing. Beautiful smoke's coming out. Nice blue smoke. Nothing super heavy, which is exactly what we want for that ultimate flavor. So now's the wrapping time. I have 2 hours we've done on our smoke. We're gonna wrap it up, let it go for another 2 hours, and we'll finish it off. I'm gonna use my Dr. Bill's cane maple syrup. Not gonna use butter, brown sugar, just pure cane maple syrup. Absolutely fantastic. So we're gonna put the Dr. Bill's cane maple syrup on here, and then we're gonna put the meat side down on top of the cane maple syrup, like so. And you don't need a ton, a little generous. I'm gonna put a little bit on the back on this. It's gonna make these fantastic. This adds more moisture and flavor. I'm going to wrap these up. Unwrap nice and tight. And we're gonna put it back here on the smoker. And now we'll do the remaining 2 racks of ribs. We're gonna put those on and let those go for 2 hours. Now this is a beautiful rib. It's not dried out. It's been on there for 2 hours, absorbing all the smoke. And you can see it's absolutely retaining its nice, plump, juicy meat. And it's gonna be fantastic. Now we're gonna unwrap our ribs. One of my secrets here is get a fat strainer, and I'll show you why here in just a second. Oh, look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Super moist. Got a little bit of bone pullback, which is good. You don't want tons because that means you're dehydrating the meat. So just a little bit of pullback. Look at that. Perfect. And this is why you want the fat strainer. We're going to trap those juices. I'm going to use them for basting at the end. Now we're going to finish them off at 160 for the next 45 minutes. What that 160 does is gets our smoke going again, nice and strong, for our final smoking of the meat. And when you drop to 160, that's what you get, more smoke. Gonna finish it off. That liquid's gonna absorb that smoke flavor. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. Now I'm gonna do the probe test because these were done for 2 hours on the smoke, 2 hours wrapped. I felt them when they got done. They're pretty much done at 4 hours, which is fantastic. But I do still want to leave them at 160 on that extra smoke for just about 15 minutes, just to let that liquid kind of tack up a little bit. And I'll just show you my probe test. I'm just going to slide this right here between the bones, and you want to feel how tough it is or how soft it is. And this actually slides right in. It's got really almost no resistance, which means the bone's probably going to be ready to just bite off clean. I'm going to go in this one right here as well. Same thing. Looking for about 190, 91. So this is really close. And then this one over here, oh, that feels really good. Even though it's at about 181, it's actually really tender. So we're going to go ahead and actually pull these off in about 5 minutes and let them rest. Give it a taste. So our ribs are done. They're absolutely amazing. You'll notice that there isn't a massive pullback on the bone. You don't want that pullback. If you see tons of bone, you just destroyed the moisture in that rib. And it is definitely going to be a dry rib. It may taste moist the second you bite it, but let it sit for 10 minutes. It's going to be dry, trust me. This came out fantastic. Matter of fact, you see there's no pullback here, a little bit of pullback on here. We're going to go ahead and cut this up, take a look and see how it looks inside, and then we're going to give it a taste. Oh, look at that. Beautiful rib, nice smoke ring on the top of there. And this little one on the end is, look at the juice on that. Super, super juicy. And the bone on this one will probably come out. It's got a little bit of that back on there. See, that's that skin we're talking about. I love that. This is like candy right here. And it's nice and crispy. Oh, that's amazing. We'll get our meat, holds it together pretty well, but it's super tender. No sauce on this. Remember, we just did our dry rub. We finished it off with some cane and maple syrup that we did when we did our wrap. No barbecue sauce. You want to taste the flavor of this cane and maple because it's absolutely amazing. And then for the finale, remember we saved that juice that was in the foil. Now some of it is fat, but a lot of it is not. So use the fat separator, let it sit in the fridge. It'll separate that fat, it'll float up a little bit, and you can get that juice in the bottom. And then you finish it off with some really nice cane and maple flavor that you had in there. You're good to go. Oh, these are absolutely the most incredible ribs I ever make. I love them. It is my staple. Everybody loves them. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and see what you thought. And by the way, I definitely can taste the smoke on this. Until next time, smoke on, baby!